Hello again. I must be glutting for punishment because I'm back for round two. Actually, no, I just had a few thoughts after delivering my presentation. I really wanted to pick your brains on something. I know that we were supposed to do this in the Socratic method. Obviously, I'd prefer to do this in a classroom environment, and I promise I'm only going to take about 5 more minutes, and really I just want to focus on a few things that I thought about after the presentation and after watching yours. I thought it was kind of interesting. So I still can't hear you. I'm still in Germany, so it's going to be a little bit hard for me to ask questions, get immediate feedback. But if anything, I just want you to think about a few things. So the first, I really want to touch on 3 slides. The first slide is slide 6. And I noted mentoring, and I really want to ask what that means to you. I found in my experience that teams are a great place to be mentored, to learn, to be taught. And as a former battalion commander, I can't tell you how many times I enjoyed being able to mentor, teach, coach juniors, subordinates, the people I work with, and indoctrinate them into the culture of our organization. And I don't mean indoctrinate like a bad thing. I mean indoctrinate into the culture to become part of the organization. And there's nothing really better than to be able to see young minds grow, develop, and get that eureka moment to say, I got it. And a lot of times it just comes from direct interaction by leaders. And regardless of what team you belong to, you'll always have a subordinate or an employee working with you. And so you want to do things right, and you want to teach them the right way. You want to teach them the way of the organization. And I will tell you that there is a fine line between controlling and managing, allowing subordinates to be able to do their own thing and kind of create their own product. Sometimes it's not really what you want to see, but it's how they learn, develop, and grow. And so you have to release the reins a little bit. Don't worry so much about control. Spend more time about teaching, coaching, mentoring. Allow them to do their own products and allow them to learn. And I will guarantee you that if you do that, even though it's really, really hard, if you do that, you'll see them develop and grow, and that's a really rewarding experience. And it's very difficult to work for someone who wants to do their own thing. It's easier for them to do it themselves. But I tell you, if you have a staff or you have a group of people, everybody's rowing together, everybody works together. So that's really a critical thing. And I can't tell you enough, again, emphasizing the word enough, about the mentoring piece, and think about that as you develop your own teams. Slide 7, I mentioned art and science. I'm a left-handed guy, controlled by the right side of the brain, which means I'm a lot more artistic, although my drawing would say otherwise. But I tend to be more creative than I do on the technical aspect. And so while there is science that I mentioned can be applied to teams, really the handling, the managing of personalities and controlling people, the dynamics of the control, not really control, but managing teams is really tough. And so you really have to understand what's important to you, what works for you, what works for the team, and taking those, balancing each other out, and being able to say, okay, this really makes sense, and let's go with it. What is it you want to accomplish? I didn't enjoy the science side of what I do as much as I enjoyed the art side, and being able to create and develop and teach, coach, be a little bit loose, and fly by the seat of my pants, and as my wife would say, it lets you do a lot of different things and allows you to, again, go back to that world of understanding how to teach, coach, and mentor, and embrace it. I mean, you're there to develop young minds, so you're there to accomplish a mission, you're there to provide an end state and make the organization better. But this, on the other side, it's managing people, and it's managing how to do things effectively, and it really is an art. There are a lot of science aspects that you can apply to it, but it's really mostly artistic. Slide 11, I highlighted some of the benefits, but I really want you to take a moment and think about what benefits you take away from team building, from collaboration, from teams, from leadership, and how you can apply that to your organization, and what it is that you think is important for the team as a whole. And I'm just looking at my notes here just to make sure I capture everything. So figure out what you want to do and what's good for you, what's good for your people, and what's good for your organization. So with that, thanks very much for indulging me, and I appreciate your thoughts. And like I said, right at 5 minutes. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you on the high ground. Cheers.